But we'll get started. My name is Lindsay. We'll be very casual, so come on in if you want to get a snack or get a drink during. I'm Lindsay. I'm the owner of Million Dollar Tan. I've owned the company for almost 10 years, pretty much kind of as spray tanning was kind of getting started. So I've done everything along the way. I've owned day spas. I've set up accounts all across the country. So the real benefit with kind of getting on board with the Million Dollar Tan team is we've experienced, my team and I have experienced everything that you could go through in doing the tanning. So as you go along, use us as your resource for any questions. And today you'll learn a lot about everything we've learned over the last 10 years, basically, about what makes a good spray tan, what people want, how to maximize it, and how to make a ton of money doing it. When I first started doing spray tanning, it was right when Mystic Tan was just coming out. So the concept of spray tanning was still pretty foreign to people. So it was a little bit tough kind of getting started because the concept of standing half naked in a room with someone else just wasn't normal. But as people tried the spray booths, they got used to it and kind of said, there has to be a better way. Like, this works, like I get it now, but there has to be a better way. And so that's really how custom spray tanning was kind of, embraced over the years, because people thought, okay, like now I really get it, now I understand, and now I understand why why it makes sense to have someone do it custom. It's so much more personal. It's not like a car wash tan where, my armpit's the same as same color as the top of my arm, which doesn't make sense because that's not how, you tan naturally. That's not how it normally looks. So through the years, we've really evolved to where this is the perfect time to get into spray tanning because it's totally normal now. When I started, it really wasn't like, it really wasn't like something that people, oh, I'm gonna go get a spray tan. But usually now when people say a spray tan, it's a custom spray tan rather than a spray booth tan, just because it's the way to do it. The way we kind of build everything, like I was kind of saying before, we use the highest quality ingredients, and we try to make everything as efficient as possible. So you can give your clients the very best spray tan, so they don't have any complaints, anything that they don't love about it, but also so it really is efficient, cost-effective, and like I said, you guys can make a lot of money doing it, and you have a lot of time to build your business. One thing that I want to make sure that I do is educate you really well so that you can educate your guests. We find that the better educated they are about spray tanning and how to take care of it, just the more they're going to do it. If you really educate them well and they know how to take care of the tan, they're going to love it. Everyone loves it. It's an awesome color. We use one tanning solution. That's kind of all over. We use one tanning solution on all skin types. You simply adjust how much you apply, how much tanning solution you apply to the body. Average is 4 ounces per tan. The cup of the spray gun holds 4 ounces. So totally dependent on how big the body is and how tan they want to be. So if you're tanning a bodybuilder that wants to be tan, you might use double that. You might use as much as 8 ounces. Whereas if you're tanning someone maybe who's a girl who's fair-skinned and pretty petite, you might just use 2 ounces. The key is to never tan people darker than what looks natural. That's probably our #1 mistake with new spray tanners. And a lot of times it's really the guest's fault. So the guest sees that in the room you have a mirror and they see it instantly going on, the color's instant, and they're like, keep going, darker, 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 right? Like, it's completely instant, it looks good, it makes your body look better. But you want to make sure, especially the guest's first time, that's the absolute biggest mistake, because they think they look great, and then they go home and boyfriend, roommate, husband is like, whoa, what happened? It's much better to give them a little, next time we could go darker on certain areas. So you definitely don't want to go too dark the first time. So if you're buying 1 gallon of our solution at a time, your cost is just over $4, about $4.30 per tan. And then there's quite a good discount at 5 gallons. So if you buy 5 gallons at a time, you're talking about more like $3 per tan. And then if you guys are doing the tans yourself, there's obviously not that much overhead depending on if you're in a salon. All the other supplies are pretty inexpensive. This kit here is kind of just like a basic startup kit. And it has baby wipes to wipe off the feet after, the feet and the hands, because you're going to use barrier cream before. These are beauty caps, brushes for blending, and then these are disposable foot booties. So when we go to the tan, I'll actually kind of show you how I use all of these in practice, but so the actual supplies you need are pretty limited. I mean, there really isn't much additional cost at all besides the tanning solution itself. So your cost is really pretty small. So that's why I'm saying it can really be such a lucrative business. I want to explain to you how DHA works, because like I said, educating the guest is really key. All tanning solution has there's one ingredient that makes you tan. It's called DHA. It's in every single sunless tanner, from Neutrogena sunless tanners to Mystic Tan. The difference is the percentage of DHA, the color combination, and just the quality of ingredients. We use what we believe to be the highest percentage of DHA possible, still looking natural. So you could use a huge percentage of DHA and everyone would turn out orange. So we use a brown base, so it never looks orange. The only way people can come out looking orange is if you tan them way too dark for their skin tone. And the only way that they could ever streak is if you don't catch any drips at the time of the tanning session. So that's what the blending brushes are for. After you've tanned their whole body, you'll go through, blend out any drips, any streaks. As long as you check them, there's no way. The only thing after that is if they kind of mess up the tan. The first couple hours, the tan's a little bit sensitive, so if they did something where they sweat quite a bit to where they could drip, or washing dishes, so that'll all come into play with educating the guest so that their tan is, as flawless as possible. So, but on your end, as long as you check them before they leave, there's no way they can streak. Those are people's number one and number two concerns that they'll ask you over and over about spray tanning. Will I be orange and will I streak? This is a perfect time to start spray tanning, like I said, because people get it. People are really into it and people want it. Another thing is with the tanning tax. Starting July 1st, there's a 10% tax on all tanning bed tans. Yeah, it was just passed, so it's pretty interesting because it's just become more and more in the news. First, obviously people are getting more and more aware and concerned about sun exposure, over sun exposure, tanning beds, melanoma, all the downsides of sun exposure and over sun exposure. So the public awareness and the media attention on that part of it, plus the tanning tax, really makes people think, okay, like I really should probably start looking into, something healthier, and then especially since the tanning beds are now becoming more expensive. And one of the best reasons why I love this time of year to start is because this is really an all year round business. People really think that it's more of a summertime thing since people want to be tan in the summer. That's true to some degree, but if you really do it right, the customers that you set up will be year-round customers. But summertime is when people are really thinking about it, so it's the best time to really get a bunch of new guests in. I was talking this morning to one of our accounts in Buffalo, New York, which is freezing like 90% of the year. But when she sets up people in the summer, they do it all year round because you still want to look good and you're still, at home wearing, less clothing. And so people, once they get used to it, they really like it. So summertime's an awesome time to get new people on board and set it up for them to where it becomes part of the routine and they do it once a week. And we'll talk more about that when we get to pricing, because that's one of my biggest things is making sure you price yourself so that you can make it really profitable for yourself, but also so that the guests can afford to do it once a week, so it becomes completely part of their routine.